Ask whatever you want.
All right. All right, I'm here with Anthony Jones. And I met Anthony on Facebook. Um, and what was interesting is that he posts pictures like no one else. I mean, out of the thousands of people I probably interact with or see interactions from on Facebook, nobody posts stuff like you. Where you get them pictures from? I want to know that first. Where do you get those pictures? Are you a part of the stock?
Well, I'm a lover of black beauty,
Right.
black art, and so just different, just different Facebook sites. You know, I go through the pictures and I try to pick out the ones that I like, and I post them, and I hope people appreciate it. You know, the beauty of black women
Absolutely.
and just black art in general.
Yes. You posted a picture. I think it was yesterday of a child image of Michael Jackson with a mask
Yeah,
of his
powerful.
face when he. It was incredibly powerful, and it's not the only powerful picture that you posted. You have posted many pictures like that
Well, thank you.
that
I
were are
appreciate
really
that.
thought provoking and that really attracted me to, want to interact with you. And then when I saw like pictures of you in Panama, I was like, wait a minute, are you in Panama? So that obviously was interesting to me because at that time I had not met any other black people in Panama. So to come across, I knew they were here, but I was kind of looking for someone that might be able to kind of tell me where we were.
They're spread out.
Right. And of course, you know that if you're in Panama, you always hear, don't go to Cologne from the other expats. And I just know that's not right because I always grew up in neighborhoods where in the United States where people would say, don't go to that neighborhood. Well, that's always where I live, growing up in America. So when they say don't go to Cologne, it's almost like I already know they're saying don't go to the neighborhood where I probably would maybe most comfortable or be able to kind of interact and relate with people more. So let me just ask, how did you find out about Panama? What brought you to Panama?
Okay. Me and my wife are living in Denver, Colorado. My
Hmm.
wife's from Denver. I'm from the state of Maryland. And we've been married for about 20 years.
Wow.
And one evening, we were watching House Hunters International, and it was about Panama.
Mm-hmm.
And our wedding anniversary was coming up, so I said, you know what? Let's go to Panama for our 20th wedding anniversary. So we came down to Panama, and we fell in love with the country. We said, we're going to move here. So we implemented this plan. It took 4 years, but we pulled it off. In that 4 years, we came down here 7 times to really make sure it's what we wanted. And we did it.
Unbelievable. Now, of course, it was easier for me because with the current political situation at home, it didn't take me 7 years. I was ready to go anywhere almost because things just seem to be going crazy back home. And you have a lot of people arming themselves and threatening revolution. We see what's happening back home with regard to the COVID pandemic. It's, it's just ridiculous the way the government has been handling it, and as a result, we have more death than anywhere else. Um, what I guess would be you say would be the biggest differences with regard to the COVID epidemic here and the way they're handling it here in Panama versus the way they handle it back in the states?
Okay, we had come down here permanently. We've been down here permanently for about 2 months when the pandemic hit.
Right.
I think that Panama handled the pandemic excellently because Panama had one of the strictest lockdowns in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I really mean that. We were separated by gender.
Right.
And we were only allowed out for 2 hours. And that was just for grocery shopping. Men who initially had 3 days, it was narrowed down to two because Saturday was taken away from us because a lot of men were getting caught, you know, breaking the quarantine. So we were down to 2 days. And Sundays, no one could go out.
Right.
Okay, so that was for 7 months. So it was extremely strict. So I think that's how they handled it.
I think that's great.
They,
I, you know,
they isolated it, and
I remember reading about those